Good morning. Welcome to Open Doors Live. Coffee time again. Big shout out to Hodgesnet. Great guys. They've been helping me with setting up the online training and all of the marketing to go with it. Thanks, guys, for all of your hard work. So it is episode 6. I can't believe that. Episode 6 of Open Doors Live. And the title for this is to stay calm and carry on. And it's one of those ones that genuinely is from experience. Things happen. Things don't go according to plan. And it happens a lot. And you got to try to make sure it doesn't define what you're going, what you are doing and about to do, and with the enthusiasm and the way that you're feeling about it. It's really not the end of the world. But we paint it to feel like the end of the world, don't we? And I know that feeling, especially as a sufferer of anxiety, is that I really, really can struggle with it, where I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, it's all gone wrong. But the way you react is the way that will make it really look and feel wrong. And it will make you, ironically, feel even worse. So it really is about making sure that you do stay calm and carry on. Please do if you're watching, put comments in, questions, your own experiences as we start talking. If it sort of resonates with you and you can really link with it, please do add it. We're able to put them up on the screen if appropriate, and it would be great to hear from you. But there's kind of two distinct areas that we cover quite a lot with people. Is that there is how to protect yourself from unfortunate situations or the unexpected arising, but there's also how you deal with it if something does go wrong. And I'm going to start with that one. In reality, I mean, it's fairly obvious with what I've already said where I'm going to go with this, but all sorts can happen. Whether it's that your presentation suddenly fails, the projector, the screen, your laptop itself completely fail, you've lost your notes, you've spilt coffee over your notes, you suddenly walk in and you're about to have this training session, this meeting, or you're going to give a presentation or speech, and there's builders drilling through a wall that suddenly means you've got that noise. There's this kind of, I was going to say it's a fine line. It's not really a fine line, but it sounds like it would be, is that what you don't want to do is leave it as the elephant in the room, i.e. it's just, you try to ignore that it's even happening. But don't make an excessive fuss about it. Apologies, that's probably not a fair word to say, but you don't want to make a big deal that suddenly makes everyone else kind of go, oh gosh, wow, that's really bad. That's really, really unfortunate. Incidentally, by the way, if it is clear that something's gone wrong, don't forget there will be empathy for you. People react better to human beings. They can certainly put themselves in your position. So don't lose sleep about it. If it hasn't gone exactly to plan, this isn't a production that's going out on TV or the big screen or something where it's got to be absolutely perfect on the nail. It really isn't. People will kind of accept that something's going to happen. But if you suddenly go, oh no, this is all gone, this is terrible, I can't believe it, this has ruined everything, I'm sorry that you sat there, I'm so sorry, I've ruined it all for you. It's not going to go down well. There's no need to make it that much of an issue. Equally, by the way, don't sit there spending half of your time or even more trying to resolve an IT issue or, a physical issue, whatever it might be. Don't try spending excessive amount. If you try to resolve whatever the issue is, and within a handful of minutes, you become clear, look, this isn't going to get resolved, switch your thinking from how can I get this resolved to how can I do this without what's gone wrong. So can I do this presentation without the slideshow, for example, just as the most obvious one? Can I do this without a microphone because the microphone's not working? Right, I need to now make sure that I'm project. You know what? Instead of standing on the stage the whole time, I might come down in amongst people. I'm going to make sure that people can hear me one way or another. You change the way that you project rather than being mindful that you're on a mic. I suddenly go, I'm really sorry, the slides aren't there. I'm going to be able to work through, and I'm going to speak to you in a minute about how to protect yourself from situations. I want to get everybody's email address at the end of this, and I will send the slides through to you, or I'll send a handout to you, or you've already got a handout, or whatever. Don't panic. It's verbally going to be delivered. Just as a couple of simple examples that could go awry. Equally, it might be that your laptop and the slides are working fine, but the screen it's supposed to be on isn't. So they can't see it. It is what it is. Just go with it. My advice, acknowledge it and go, oh, I'm ever so sorry. It appears like we've got a problem with the screen or with the mic. Give me a second. I'm just going to see if I can sort this one out. And have humility during it. Go, typical, isn't it? No matter what we do, get people on side. Sorry that we're waiting there, but God, it's always me, isn't it? Always got to get. Let's have a look. Let's see if we get. Have we got experts in the room by any chance? Just make it part of the show. Is my honest advice. That's what I try to do. Inside, it's as I look out the lake, out my window from my office, is that, and in fact it's gone now, but there was a swan there a moment. It's the perfect metaphor. They look beautiful, don't they? Nice and serene as they're going across. Their feet are going like this. That's me. Always, it's me. You're trying to look like you're in control. You're trying to give them what they need, but you're probably going like that. Well, try to keep it that way, but remember, they know they can put themselves in that position. They're going to feel empathetic, sympathetic, all of the above, but you don't need to drag it down. So just acknowledge, right, I'm ever so sorry, this is it. Make it part of the show. Try to resolve it. If you can't resolve it, just take a deep breath and go, right, it's no good. I'm ever so sorry. No matter what preparation I've put in, we've lost that one. So we're going to have to make do without that. So let's go on this journey together without all the tools I was expecting. Right, I will get it through to you. Okay, let's go. And then off you go. Now, some of you may be sat there thinking, well, if, for example, it's my slides is the example, is what you experienced, that you've lost the ability to use them or show them or whatever it might be, that's one of the areas that I would recommend in terms of keeping yourself prepared for the unexpected. And that is print out your slides. Print them out, not to give out, just one copy will do. Just print out your slides and have it in your bag just in case you still need to refer to that. If you're not a person that's referring to the slides at all, then obviously you don't need to worry. But my point being is have something there. If you are going to show something on screen, have it there available in hard copy so that you can still refer to it. Hopefully, and I've had times when I've given repeat presentations or training, is it's sat in my bag and it's never come out. It's probably got dog ears and everything, and it's still in my bag. But I am relaxed knowing that if I found myself in a situation, and especially if you're relying on somebody else's hardware, if that situation arises, I'm okay. I don't need to panic about it. I can switch it. And that is a big way that I live all of my commentating, my presenting of any type, whether it's to camera, whether it's on a stage. It doesn't matter what it is, I will over prepare. When I'm hosting awards nights and you kind of have a bit more of a script with that one than the bullet points that I like to do for presentations. You have more of a script. And I tend these days, all very bonnet de douche, Rodney, where we have it on an iPad, and we stand with the iPad, feel like the Sky Sports Centre or something. And I'm able to go through it there. I will still have 2 printed copies of it. One will be in my tuxedo jacket inside pocket. One will be up in my hotel room. So that if I need to, because I'm now there with however many hundreds or thousands of people, depending on the event, are there, I'm okay. I'm going to relax. I'm going to get on. I'm going to do this as it's supposed to be done, and I'm going to enjoy it. And if that happens, I just go, no, the iPad's failed. Right, let me bring out the piece of paper. There we go. And I've just got everything I need to refer to. Other things that I would suggest in terms of protecting yourself is some basic things. Get yourself there early. Honestly, I tend to get to a venue certainly at least half an hour earlier than I actually need to. And I don't mean half an hour before I'm due to start, but if I'm there saying, do you know what, I need half an hour or maybe an hour if it's a bigger event to set up, I'll actually get there an hour or an hour and a half before. Because I would rather go through everything, set it all up, everything's fine, and then have to go and kill time and have a coffee. I'm now decompressing. I'm now running through in my mind everything else. But if I turn up late or with minimal time, I'm on edge before I even start. If you think that panic feel, oh, I need to quickly get this done. Oh my gosh, now the TV's not working, or the projector's not working, my laptop's not working, I can't open the slides, whatever it might be, I'm now panicking. And I don't know if you've ever done this. Have you ever been desperate for the toilet when you arrive back to your house and you try to get that key in your keyhole? You just can't get it in, can you? Because you're panicking. Come on, I've got to get in, I've got to get in. It's almost like the panic makes it impossible to do anything. So remove the panic. Get yourself there nice and early. Get yourself set up and then relax. If you use all that time, it's fine. I've given myself that extra time to do it. In terms of things like the presentation, I've already said about having multiple hard copies. I also have a memory stick with that presentation on as well. So it means that not only if I suddenly need it on my laptop separately, but what about if I'm suddenly using somebody else's laptop or computer, or mine fails completely, right, yeah, can we use your laptop? Great, let's plug that one in, bang, memory stick in, and I'm now able to get going with that presentation because I've copied it over. And I would always, by the way, recommend, just in case you weren't aware of this, is that quite often you'll find that it's better if you actually copy that presentation over onto that laptop rather than trying to run it directly. They are better these days, the access rates, but I find it a lot better. Just copy it over so that I'm doing it all locally. I would also say, if that happens, open it up before you project to anything. Open it up, start presentation and go through it. Make sure that it behaves on that person's laptop as well as in the same manner as it would on yours. They could have a different version of Microsoft Office or something else or whatever it might be. You want to make sure it behaves how you expect it to behave. The last thing you want is the googly thrown at you midway through your presentation. It goes, that's not what I was expecting. Just go through it, make sure. Another aside point, by the way, is that when you've finished it, delete it from their laptop. That's your intellectual property. That's your presentation. It's your training courses, whatever. Get rid of it. Move it off there. That's not theirs to keep. Unplug your memory stick. Put that back in your bag. Job done. You've done everything you needed to do, and you're off and you're running. And by having that in my bag, again, I think I might have used, I have used it once, but it still sits in my bag with whatever. So I've created whatever presentation, whatever material I might want. Equally, any videos or anything else that might be a part of my presentation, it's on there. And I go, do you know what? It's not a problem. If my laptop fails or whatever else, it's not an issue. I've got another way to do this. So I'm going to relax. I'm not going to worry about it. Just stay calm, explain what's happening, move on with it. Don't spend all the time worrying about it. Move on, get going. If you suddenly find that another issue that can happen is that you start running out of time. So whether you are overrunning, maybe legitimately that people are, it's good interactive session and they're getting involved and you suddenly go, wow, I've got to finish now. I always am aware before I do anything, okay, I'm going to run out of time. And by the way, it could also be an unfortunate one that the person before you has overrun, and it isn't always the way that you still get your allotted time moved there because they kind of go, I'm sorry, you need to lose 10, 15 minutes off of yours. What? Okay. Work out beforehand, what can you lose from your presentation, your speech, your training program? What can I lose? And I would always try to have something, most obviously towards the end, that I can get rid of. But also within the middle or possibly a little bit earlier, go, right, do you know what? I'm just going to suddenly skip over that and I'm not going to do that. Or I'm going to do an abridged version of it. So it could be that as well. You still do it, but a very abridged version to buy yourself back a little bit of time. If you know in your mind, do you know what? Worst case scenario, I can lose or abridge that, and that. If you don't have to, then happy days. You just deliver what you're delivering. But if I do have to get rid of those bits, I'm not bothered. If someone goes, Chris, I need you to lose 5-10 minutes. Yeah, all right, no problem. Let's do this. Everything's right. And it's all about making yourself stay calm and carry on. And I know that's probably a patented sentence, and I'm not trying to nick it. It is literally as it is. You just stay calm and carry on and do it. If there is an organizer for your event and you are traveling to that event, I would always also say, have that person's contact details available. Now, that could be it's on your mobile phone with an easy way to suddenly do it. It could be it's on a piece of paper. You suddenly get held up in the car, on the train, on the walk, between between station or whatever happens. If you can just relax and go, yep, no problem, right, I'm ever so sorry, I am on my way, I'm going to be 3 minutes late, please keep them warmed up, keep the crowd warmed, I will be there. If I am driving and I'm suddenly held up and I'm like, their contact details are on my laptop, and I now need to pull over, either on the hard shoulder, which you shouldn't really do, or off and onto some lanes, or into the service station or something like that, and then fire up my laptop, right, there's the information, right now, phone. I've now just wasted another 5-10 minutes easily, and I've added to my stress. Everyone accepts things happen. As long as I've given myself that extra time and I've still lost it because of this, I'm happy. And I'll just stay relaxed. And those people will know, going, I'm ever so sorry, I've been held. It's a nightmare. I don't know what's gone on. I actually left myself an extra hour, and yet it's all whittling away now. Of course, we come back to my comment about give yourself that buffer and you're relaxed. It is all about making yourself feel relaxed and in control, look relaxed and in control. So it is very much about what you do beforehand to remove some of your concerns. Be as in control of the uncontrollable as you can be. Preempt some nightmare situations. It will enable you to just go, it's okay. It's not a problem. If I haven't got it, or if that goes wrong, I've got this that I can fall back on. I'm allowing more time so that if that happens, I'm still going to get there on time. I'm allowing myself more time to set up in case something goes wrong or isn't to plan. I mean, that's before talking about, making sure you've got the right equipment. I take spare leads and plugs and all sorts of things. I'm not going to go into detail. We go into that a lot more in our training courses, but it's making sure you're in control. But if something still goes awry in front of your audience, you're human. They're human. Don't make an over song and dance about it, but don't leave it as a hollow elephant in the room. Acknowledge it. Try to resolve it for a little bit. If you're suddenly going, this ain't happening, there's no way around it, even with the caveats that I've put in place to help me overcome this, no, it's not happening, right, I'm ever so sorry, I think we're going to have to call an end to that one, I'm going to have to do it without this, or instead this way, or whatever it might be, and off you go. Because remember something, if you are there speaking, it's the words coming out of your mouth that are more powerful than anything else. Everything that you're using outside of it, think of them as aids. If they're more than aids to you, then you've got it the wrong way round more often than not. You need to be able to, if they needed to see something on the screen, describe it. When you would normally be speaking, you wouldn't necessarily describe it because it's there, it's on the screen, you can see that, so I'm going to now refer to this. If it's not on my screen, through a technical fault or whatever, I will describe it to them. So what would normally be up on the screen is that we'd see a photo of this, and there will be this showing here and this showing there, and what that shows us is and then I'm able to bring in and weave in the content. So they are aids, they should not make or break, whether that is presentations, images, videos, equipment, including microphones. If you think about it, microphones are there to make it easier to be heard. So it isn't absolutely vital. And so therefore you can call. Hello JP, good to see you, mate. Thank you for the like. You're able to carry on, and as soon as you are able to kind of go, yeah, do you know what? I know what I'm talking about. I've got a piece of paper that goes, remember this, 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 and this. And you'll have, if you've watched any of the other lives and bits and pieces that we do, I'm a massive believer is stepping away from scripts and just having content. You go, I want to remember to talk about this, 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 and this. That I know, and how I flower it up, the sizzle I give it, the humour, the engagement, that will change every single time I talk about it. So I don't need to write anything down. Equally, therefore, I don't need anything there. I don't need anything there. I'm going to deliver it in a way that works. If they do need to see it afterwards, I can send it through to them. All right? So that's my advice. I hope that was useful for you all. You've been a quiet bunch this time, and I know that varies from time to time. Do jump on to opendoorstraining.co.uk/connect. The reason why it's the /connect is really good is it's a landing page that's just got a whole load of buttons that's different ways that you can connect with us. There's free downloads that you can get that can help you with different elements. There's some of the courses. There's the YouTube channel, the Facebook page, subscribing to the monthly newsletter, which includes tips, articles, and things like that. All sorts of bits and pieces that are there. Hello, Jordan. Hello, mate. Where's the rocket gone? He's not there watching. Jordan Honeybone, good to see you watching. Thank you, mate, for the like. But go and have a look. There's loads there, as well as our paid-for courses that these days, as you will have seen from the little ad at the beginning, as well as face-to-face training, we've also got online training that includes videos, audios, and face-to-face training, ongoing mentoring, downloads, keepsakes, mentor groups as well, where we actually do the peer assessments from each other, where you can do presentations. We'll go into details about extra things. There's an academy group that members become part of. And equally, we've also got people that do, whether it's one-to-one or group face-to-face training, are also able to have the online training. So it's all sorts of things. Hey, guys, you're all rushing in. Dave Rogers, Jeff Gendel, greetings, guys. So thank you so much for joining in with us. Jordan says, I guess I've joined at the end. You have, mate, but if anybody does that, don't forget, once this is finished and it's uploaded, you can watch it back afterwards. They're all there, and you can still ask me questions or make comments. It's not a problem. This is designed to be helpful for you. They have subjects. Next week's, for example, they're every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. By the way, if people have a suggestion that the 11 o'clock isn't great and there'd be a better time, if I see a number of people suggesting an alternative time, I'm open to having a look at it. But next week, I think I'm gonna do the one that's gonna be titled "Focus on the Snow, Not the Trees." And by that I mean, for dealing with nerves, is it's all about where we focus too much on what could go wrong. You know, we're talking about the stay calm and carry on here, but it's all too easy to focus what could go wrong. And if you're skiing through the trees and you're going, don't look at the trees, don't look at the trees, all you can see is the trees. But if you look at the snow, you can see your route through it. So it's a big play on that one. It's something, you know, I still get nervous. I've just led the commentary team for American Speedfest at Brands Hatch, which is an amazing event with limited, but we still had 4,000 each day. And terribly nervous, terribly worried about what could go wrong, jumping, engaging with the crowd, and of course it could all fall flat. But it's like, tough, don't think about what could go wrong. Let's think about what could go right for them and for you, and all of that sort of stuff. So that's next week's show. Please do join us. As soon as I program it up, hopefully you'll get notification it's there. Set a reminder, because it will ping up to tell you that we're going live at 11 o'clock. And you know, that's the plan, to keep those going. But go to, as I say, opendoorstraining.co.uk/connect and see all the other ways that you can actually engage with Open Doors Training. Multiple different ways that you can get what is, as well, we're CPD accredited, for those that's important to as well. But thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Much appreciated. And I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, hopefully. Cheers all. Have a cracking week.